Welcome back. Markets have moved to the low point of the day. It's not looking very merry at all. We're below the 10,550 mark and we're trading well below the 50 DMA. But let's move on then and let's talk about the sugar space. And in a boost for sugar mills, the government is understood to be mulling an additional soft loan of nearly around 7,500 crores for the ethanol expansion. Mr. Vivek Sarogi, MD of Balrampur Chini, joins us today. Hi, Mr. Sarogi. Thanks so much, sir, for speaking to us today and, in fact, waiting by as well. I wanted to ask you in terms of these plans of this soft loan to the ethanol industry on the whole. Will you be looking at adding capacity? And currently, out of your total capacity, how much of it has been tied up for the next fiscal?
Yeah, good morning. Let me clarify, this government is extending the interest subvention scheme for a higher quantum of loan.
Okay.
So mills who want to set up a new distilleries or expand,
right,
the loan has to be taken from the bank. The government will give in the interest subvention. Now that quantity earlier was a lesser quantity, let's say 4,000 something. They've enhanced the ambit of that loan,
okay,
which means they are saying all projects are welcome and whosoever wants to put up a project, we'll give the interest subvention.
Okay.
In Balrampur, we are setting up our Guleria distillery as already informed.
Okay. Okay. So you will be able to avail of this subvention?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
We will be able to.
Okay. But, Mr. Sarogi, first of all, welcome. Greetings of the season to you. Thank you very much for joining us. You know, the way in which crude prices have fallen, energy prices may not be such a big problem. Do you think immediately this ethanol bait will be picked? And do you think there will be enough capacity utilization?
Yeah. Lata, if you see what's happened, the contracts have already been made. And like we've been doing business for a very long time, the lifting of OMCs for ethanol for the new contract was to begin from 1st of December.
Okay.
They exactly began on 1st of December, and my proportionate quantity of December will be lifted.
Okay.
So the program is on full throttle. The crude prices don't affect it.
Okay, but you know, the only problem, Mr. Sarogi, is from 1st of December onwards, crude oil prices internationally have fallen quite a lot. So the fear is that, you know, will all this promised quantity that they'll be taking, will it be honored or not? Now only time will tell. But for the time being, I want to ask you, what's your total capacity on around 11 crore litres?
So I just want to make a comment on what you said.
Yes.
Time will not tell. It is cast in stone.
Okay.
The price of ethanol is dealing from crude.
All right.
So there's going, if crude goes to 30 or 130, our quantity and price remains the same.
Sure.
So what is the price that has been already locked
We
up?
have tied about 43 half for C heavy, some 52 half for B heavy.
Okay.
So that's the price. And we in Balrampur are going to be supplying over 11 crore liters. Between 11 and 11 and a half. I don't remember the exact quantity.
Okay.
Closer to 11 and a half crores. Yeah.
Okay. Well, now let us come to the main business, sir, sugar itself. The government is a bit miffed that mills have missed their export target. Do you think it can be met? I guess it will mean minor losses to the mills.
Yeah, I think that is where mills have to step up. For example, we at our end, whatever quota we were given to export, we have done more than our proportionate share.
Oh, okay.
And yes, government has made a comment, and it is upon the mills to now export their quantity. And the subsidy has been announced by the government. So it's not a bad program. The export price plus the subsidy, you might not get exact conversion cost, but you're getting very close to it.
Okay. How is sugar price itself doing? I mean, what's the price at the gate, and have the margins improved at all?
See, the ex-mill price right now as we speak is around between 31 and 31 and a half ex-mill. So this price, I think, will stay here only around these levels up to March, April. Thereafter, we have to see, you know, what is this year's production, what is the prediction for next year's production. So I think these levels would be maintained till about April.
Mr. Sarogi, what about molasses prices? They have fallen drastically, isn't it? Do you see the chance of it rebounding from here, and how does it impact your profitability?
See, fortunately for us, molasses price is not a game changer.
Yeah.
We got converting all our molasses into ethanol. Whatever you have to give for country liquor, that every mill has to give. Outside of that, we are not a seller. We don't sell anything, so it doesn't impact us at all.
But it'll impact you. It'll be beneficial, isn't it?
But prices are near zero.
Okay. Well, let me persist. Sorry.
Well, won't it be beneficial for you if molasses prices are moving lower? You know, various other ethanol producers, they could be buying molasses. For you, as I said, it's you know, coming in from captive sources itself. So won't that help the profitability?
Your point is valid, but at present in the current year, our capacity is exactly matched to the quantity of molasses we have.
Okay.
So we cannot be buying this year. But if this scenario persists next year, we can be buyers.
Okay. May I come back to the price issue for just a bit? I mean, we did see a fairly big dip in prices and demand post-festive season. I suppose that's normal. But as you look to the next 6 months, there have been this higher MSPs announced. As well, you know, we are in election season where the government always has an eye on prices. So what's the estimate for the first 6 months of next year in terms of both prices and margins for you?
Yeah. So, Lata, let me tell you, if you saw the UP government, the cane price has not been touched. It's the same. And if we see the ex-mill prices, I just told you, you know, 31 could be a guesstimate. However, in our cost of production, the recoveries for us are much better. So we are looking at a lower cost of production than last year. However, once the season progresses and you get your final production, you know, figures and your recoveries, you get to your cost. All I can say is things are not looking bad at all to me from where we were. Things are gradually improving. Even the production estimate, in my mind, what ISMA put out, my personal view is lower.
Okay.
So that's I'm not, you know, negative at this point of time.
Okay, so we don't get to that 32 million tons that ISMA put out, is what you're saying.
No.
Okay.
I think 30 is my estimate.
All right. We'll work with that, and that would mean, of course, better times for sugar mills. Mr. Saraogi, it's a pleasure having you with us, and hope you have a sweet 2019 as well.
Thank you.